In discussing some common errors that players make, I'll start off on the mental side of things. I feel that negative body language, every time they lose a point, every time things don't go that way, they're either looking at their parents, looking at their coaches. It's a quality that they need to address right away and work on constantly. They don't realize how the negative body language or negative words, negative self-talk really affects them. So I think it's important that they're constantly working on that, or coaches are working on that with their players. In terms of on the court, it's a lot of decision making. Sometimes, they're I call it going down the line when they shouldn't. They're bailing on shots versus trying to fight, stay in the point. So sometimes I feel like they're rushing their points, or when something goes off, they're rushing or they're panicking, so they're trying to get out of a situation where hopefully, I'd like to see the player work on the situation and find ways to stay in the point and find ways to turn that point around for them. Working on the mental game, for example, of Denis or all my other players, the thing I do the most is telling them that I don't accept excuses. They got to show up every single time, and I'm on them for it, and make them accountable for it. I'm a little bit of a consequence kind of guy. I let them know that there's a consequence for some of the decisions or their actions that they do. I think they need to be accountable for themselves. And I'm a huge believer in, if they can handle me, they can handle anything out there. So I kind of push their limits physically, mentally at the same time. Yeah! That's not 10, that's still 0. Nice try. I don't feel bad for you. That was an easy set. The attitude is that, hey, if you can handle me, you know that the match is going to be easy. And lastly, just getting it, from Uncle Tony, I would say just enduring, teaching them to endure everything. So if they don't like something, I give them more of it. I'd let them play with they'd play a set of tennis with different tennis rackets. That's not even their racket. Things that they would find annoying or uncomfortable, playing with 3 different types of balls at the same practice, playing a practice match. So anything that they could complain about, to be able to just endure it, find ways to not complain and succeed. Lastly, I work on the mental side of the game. Is when playing points, I use a lot of handicaps. They could be playing service games where they're down love 30 on serve, so they got to dig out of big holes. Only a second serve, for example. So I work on a lot of their mental side using points and games and so forth. So it's also easy to level out the training the training environment. So the player on the other side might not be as good. You can train with anybody, and I would just apply certain handicaps that would make it even, if not a lot much tougher for my player.
Time is your most valuable resource, and when you're trying to get better at a skill, you're trying to improve as quickly as possible. Yes, you could go on the internet and find videos from random coaches, and you probably could learn a lot. It's just gonna take you forever, and that's why I like Coach Life, because we have all the best coaches in the world, including coaches who have skills in my blind spots like footwork or strength and conditioning, and I can go on that one platform and learn from other great coaches. I've gotten so many great drills from friends like Michael Joyce on the platform that I had never heard of. So it's a great way to get all the information in one place, and again, saving your time. The goal is to improve as quickly as possible. So whether you're a player, parent, or coach, and you're trying to get better at everything, whether that's strength and conditioning, footwork, technique, strategy, we have it all in one place at Coach Life. So visit those videos if you're looking to improve your game as quickly as possible.
I would say with working on the mental skills, I have the players constantly go through my beliefs, and I'm on them every day for it, but I do encourage them to go look at other videos of other players who they aspire to be like. Have a look at what the player's body language is, how they lose a point, how do they act when they win points. The problem with right now is, on the YouTube, they just see all the great shots. And I encourage them to watch a whole set, watch a whole match, what happens in between points. How are they building their confidence throughout the match? How do they deal with getting broken?
How can they be so bad in semifinal Grand Slam? Look at me!
All these things where I think it's important that if they're watching the full segment match versus all highlights, I think they learn a lot more and a lot faster.
The example, in my opinion, is not break a racket when you are 5-1 in the third, or not be out of your self-control when the things are not going the right way. Just staying positive, staying on court, accepting that the opponent is playing a little bit better than you, and accepting that you are not that good.
Every time that I'm ready to start. He's been doing it all match, every point, Rafa. Yep. He's been doing it every point.
Obviously, when we can watch live play, we watch live play. So sometimes locally, we have now it's the NBO. Used to be the Rogers Cup, but we just used to go out there and watch matches. Sometimes having them chart in a book. I also have them, whatever we work on in the day, they have to kind of make a diary of it. Once they make the diary of it, then they need to put in point form different parts of whether we worked on forehand, backhand, strategies, mental toughness. So they're constantly relearning everything they've done.